Make sure when you go to the gym, your exercise selection is perfect for the kind of physique that you're trying to build. What's going on, guys? Mo back with another video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit like on this video. In today's video, we'll talk about the 3 worst exercises and the 3 best exercises you can do for your shoulders. Now, before you go ahead and try to kill me because I'm putting your favorite exercise on the worst category, watch this video until the end because I'm going to explain why I put each exercise where I put it. See, when it comes to building the perfect physique, it's all about proportions. You can have the biggest muscles in the world, but if you don't have the proportions, you're not really going to have a nice physique. So you have to approach this like art. Adjusting, making the adjustments, making sure that your muscles are complementing each other. Your chest can be big, but it can be too big for your shoulders. Your biceps can be too big for your triceps. So you have to pick the right exercises to make sure that these adjustments are being made as you build your physique, so that every single muscle complements the other and you have that aesthetic look. That being said, when it comes to shoulders, there are 3 main muscles: your rear delts, your front delts, and your lateral delts. Now let's begin. Where do we start? The worst or the best? Let's start with the worst exercises. Number 1 would be the upright rows. I don't care if you're doing with dumbbells, with barbells. For what you get from this movement is not worth the risk of injuries. You can easily hurt your shoulders, especially your rotator cuffs, and you're not going to build your shoulders doing that. Your shoulders are not meant to be moving this way. If you're doing this, especially with heavier weights, you can easily get injured. So for what you get from this exercise is not worth the risk of injury. Just skip it and do something else. Number 2 would be the front raises. Now, I work out with some people who just love this exercise. They always want to do it, and I get it. It's a good exercise, except for most of us already have overdeveloped front delts. We're lacking the rear delts because the rear delts is harder to train. You're not seeing them when you're working them. So most of the time, we're not getting it the attention it needs. But also, every pushing movement that we do for chest and for shoulders, we're using front delts. So for most people, front delts are already super developed. So you don't need to isolate them, because if you do that, you're gonna make them even more developed, which makes your rear delts even more lacking behind. No point doing front raises, isolating your front delts when you're already hitting them on all kind of inclined barbell, dumbbell presses, cable flies. All the movements you're doing for your chest, you're hitting your front delts. So that's already enough work for them. Third one, it's also a form of front raise, but people add a twist to it because they think it's gonna give them that cut in their shoulders. So they're lifting the plates front and twisting it. That is another exercise that you should not be doing. It's a waste of your time. And when I say it's a waste of your time, I'm simply just saying it's not worth it. Even if you're building something from it, there are other things that you should be doing in the gym to make the most out of your time. Skip the exercises that are not doing much for you and spend your time doing the exercises that really makes a difference. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 worst shoulder exercises. Now let's talk about the best part. The best shoulder exercise you can do is shoulder presses. I don't care if you do it with machine, if you do barbell, if you do dumbbell, behind the neck, to the front. This should always be a staple in your shoulder workouts. It hits all 3 heads of the shoulder, giving you the most mass, giving you the most out of your time. The second one is lateral raises. You can do this with cables, you can do it with dumbbells. You hit the outer portion of your shoulder, which gives you that broad shoulder look, the roundness. Great exercise. It has to be in your shoulder workout. And the third one, of course, we can't forget the rear delts. So you have to do some form of reverse flies or face pulls. You can do it on a machine, on cables, on dumbbells, however you choose to do it. But you must do a form of reverse flies to hit your rear delts, because those are always lacking, and you have to give them proper attention to make sure that all the sides of your shoulders are not being overdeveloped compared to the rear delts. So reduce from the front and add to the back. Always people are going to the front because those are the muscles that we see, forgetting the back, and so you become like almost round shoulders because front of your shoulders are so overpowering and the back is not there. So you have to build both. Shoulder press, lateral raises, and reverse flies or face pull to hit all 3 sides of the shoulders. And for me, I like to add shrugs on shoulders day, so you can also do shrugs. Basically, all the movements that you're doing should be centered around hitting all these 3 heads of your shoulders. Make sure when you go to the gym, your exercise selection is perfect for the kind of physique that you're trying to build. What works for me might not work for you, because maybe at this point I'm focusing on chest a little bit more, on triceps a little bit more, on legs a little bit more. You have to assess your physique and see what is lacking and pick the right exercises to bring those muscle groups up. I hope you guys like this video. Comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.